It's Seattle in September. It is 62 degrees today, a little overcast. It was foggy on my morning run today. There's a bit of rain in the forecast, and just like the weather, the real estate market is a little gloomy. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Ballard. I love hanging out here. Kendall and I are grabbing lunch at Portage Bay in a few minutes. And then I'm meeting my friend Bethany. She's the newest team member here at Home in Seattle. And we're gonna look at what some real estate is like around here.
Finished lunch with some friends, and Alex neglected to tell me that I had arugula in almost every single tooth. Just discovered that in the bathroom, like every tooth.
Before we look at a house, let's check in on the market, because honestly, this is the #1 question that I get. People ask me at open houses, at coffee shops. Even my doctor asked me during an exam a couple of weeks ago. Maybe it's just small talk, or maybe everyone really is as confused as everyone else. So let's start with price. The median home price in Seattle dropped to about $875,000 last November. And if you look back over the years, you'll see the same thing happens like clockwork. Every other winter, we hit a low point, and then prices climb again in the spring. It's one of the most dependable seasonal trends in this market, and I expect it to happen again this year. Now, supply versus demand. This graph shows how we're leaning into a buyer's market right now, with more homes available than buyers ready to scoop them up. I notice this same cycle every year. January brings a little surge of demand, supply can't keep up, and suddenly you get a few weeks of wild bidding wars before things balance out again. If you're planning to sell, that beginning of the year window often is your sweet spot. Right now though, both supply and demand are trending downwards at about the same pace, so it's steady, no major shocks. And finally, list to sales price ratio. This one always tells a fun story. You can see how activity dies off in the winter and then explodes after the new year. At the peak, homes were selling for 105% of list price on average, but remember, that's just an average. I saw plenty of homes go 20% over asking, and sometimes that's because sellers intentionally underprice to spark competition, but sometimes it's just because a good house hits the market and people are willing to pay almost anything for it. So yes, the market's cooler, but the patterns are still here, and if you know where to look, you can use those rhythms to your advantage. Okay, let's go check on Bethany.
Hi, I'm Bethany Granberg. I'm excited to be here. We're going to be doing more tours of neighborhoods throughout the city to show you around, but we're here in Ballard, really close to the Puget Sound. Lots of great views of the waterfront here. So much character in this house. I mean, check out this funky Dr. Seuss tree with arms, and the little apple tree coming in, lots of beautiful flowers, marble entryway, just tons of character all at once. So there's this first level suite here that has its own little patio entrance, wet bar, super nice. This would be great for guests or mother-in-law type of suite. There's a 2-car garage with tons of storage out there too. Lots of shelving built in. Okay, living room, dining room, little patio. Listen to the seagulls. 90s styling of kitchen, but really nice fixtures, granite. Well built, good craftsmanship. I recommend adding the piano into the sales agreement. Take that with you. Oh, there's this greenhouse out here. Awesome little workspace. Feel like you're outside. And wine bar. Sip your wine. Do your gardening projects. Here's the primary suite. Facing the water, amazing. All these windows surrounding the whole thing. And you can just channel grandma having your bath in the giant pink bathtub. Love it. And watch the water at the same time. Little linen closet. Pink, 90s pink. I love it. Okay, all right, and this is the treasure. My favorite part. So exciting. Rooftop balcony. I love this corner lot build. solar panels here, water spigot, gas line. We're all set to just live up here.
Yes, that's how it goes. How you look.
See them.
Nice.
This is off.
Yep.
That's who all have. That's this one is. This one is ready.
I don't think so.
Leave that one. These look like pears.
Come on.
Mommy, I saw a tear. Mommy, I saw a tear, so I cannot.
All my tools are at our renovation project here, and I need to come pick them up before heading up to Mukilteo and preparing our newest listing. Got a new shirt, and it feels like I'm about to go play golf, which I don't play golf. But here we are at our Mukilteo condo listing. I'm very excited about this. We did new paint, we did new floors, we redid the cabinets. It looks really good here. We got it all staged. Let me show you around. We got all of the cabinets redone. These are all just painted gray. They were, the finish was coming off and they were looking a little worn, so we just redid that. And then there was like a tile here and then a different floor here and then carpet through here, so we unified everything and it looks really good. This is a really nice little condo. We're surrounded by trees, close to the waterfront. Look at these vaulted ceilings. I'm super impressed with how this turned out. Here's the primary room. Big closet, nice natural light, and then a second bedroom. So yeah, I have to change out that doorknob because we've had a couple, like the cleaner and the stager kind of complained about the key getting stuck, and I don't want to get phone calls at 8 o'clock at night from realtors who can't lock the door. So I'm gonna try and think ahead a little bit. Welcome to my basement. As the market is cooling, I think a lot of people are taking a break or thinking about what they can do to their house in order to like increase the value, but also just like get more use out of their space. A lot of my clients have like 2-3% interest rates because they bought during the pandemic and they never want to move, even if the house is maybe a little bit too small. There's things that you can do to just make it a little bit more livable, which is what we are doing down here. I wanted to show you my plan for this space because, I don't know, I think it's interesting. We want to modernize this. This is such a mess. The plumbing box is in the wrong spot, so I'm gonna move that over here and then fix the washer, which is just draining into a sink, so that I can clean that up a little bit. We also jumped on the bandwagon 2 or 3 years ago, got rid of our furnace in order to get air conditioning through mini splits. So, I mean, this is where the furnace used to be, and it's pretty ugly. That'll be a nice little closet. I think this space underneath the stairs will be a good spot for, I don't know, either storage or maybe a fridge, you know? I always wanted a basement fridge. And then the bathroom right here is another little project. Plumbers are coming back to help me move this sink to right here. And see, we already have supply lines right here, but they're gonna add a drain, which ties into the a big plumbing stack. So today I need to pull the toilet and then remove all of the drywall on this wall in order to provide access. Probably should have been wearing a mask here. I do know that we don't have any lead-based paint because they did a whole test when they did a repipe project that we did last year. But anyways, here we go. Thanks for watching. If you're thinking about making a home in Seattle, send me a message. Let's work together. Bye.